after being through the rabbit hole of UFOs. I trust normal people more than officials or like these ex-navies or ex-CIA guys like David Grush. I'm not saying they're lying, not sure what they've been spoon-fed with, because they're smart. Lou Elizondo, David Grush, they're smart people. They're not easily deceived. Either they are in it when he has this attachment to the CIA and government, and they get the permission to talk about this stuff, and they cannot say anything outside of what they got permission for.
Yeah.
So it's okay that you talk about all this stuff that was considered pure fiction before 2017 when the article came out in New York Times.
There is a lot of misinformation around UFOs, alien beings, abductions, the whole lot. Okay, if there are other life forms, that they're coming here for us, either to kill us, eat us, educate us, breed with us, whatever with us. Whereas in actual fact, they probably don't give a damn about humans. We're probably a nuisance. They probably wish we hadn't come to this planet and messed it up as we had. So why would they want to communicate with us?
Because we have nuclear weapons?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Well, Marnie, here we are again.
Yeah, here we are again, and with in wait for the new studio, we just record in our living room.
That's great.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Who
We're
cares
here.
where we are? We just need to say what we need to say.
Yes. Priorities.
Priorities.
Yes. And we got a lot to say today, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very well prepared, but
That's even better.
yeah. Yeah. So this topic, this UFO sightings and UFO abductions, actually, because you told me like it's been way before and in 40s, 50s, 60s or 70s. When was the last? I don't know. I haven't checked to figure out when was the last UFO abduction.
I'm not sure about
reportee.
that, but I kind of got a feeling that maybe somewhere in the 80s, early 90s, they sort of seemed to fade out. It might be that people got bored hearing about them and stopped reporting them. That's a distinct possibility. But I would, from my memory, the high time was probably 60s and 70s.
60s and 70s.
Yes. That's my own little perspective of it, but that's when I at least became really conscious of it and heard about abductions a lot. I would say especially 70s, early 80s even.
Because I've heard this whistleblower talking about, I don't know if it's like a legit whistleblower or like he testified against Congress, but I watched it in Sean Ryan show.
Okay.
He was talking about the time that he was in army, that they were in this place. I'm just going to play for you guys to see what he says exactly.
My event had nothing to do with ETs, and there's some misconstrued concepts that are going about. The technology may have came from ETs at one point, but we witnessed much more of a sinister plot with this, that they're using it. For people who don't know, 2009 during this operation, we were positioned near this slope. You know, it wasn't like a steep grade or anything, but it was enough to obscure what was going on the other side that we had no idea what was going on. So we got, naturally you want to take the high ground, so you have observation of everything. And this is when we came across this operation. And it was something that stuck out like a sore thumb, because here you have terrain that is a jungle terrain, very green vegetation, things like that. And then you have something that's sticking out right in the middle of an opening. And it looks very odd. It's something that's, I'll remember till the rest of my life. To the day that I leave this earth, I'm gonna remember seeing that. And it's just imprisoned up here.
I mean, you guys already, all five of you, right, already testified in front of Congress?
So we testified to people of the Senate Intelligence Committee, which were there's some Congress people there as well as some senators.
So in front of the Intelligence Committee by the Senate?
And you know as well as I do, in any kind of setting like that, whether you're in a skiff, it's all under oath still, because they're having you sign NDAs and things like that. So you're expected to be truthful with this.
You crest this hill.
Yep.
You look down into into the valley.
Yep.
And there's a clearing.
There's a clearing.
With a UAP.
Yes.
Just sitting there.
Sitting there
hovering.
rotating clockwise. It's something that stuck out. It's not a building, you know. It's not something that you're used to seeing. It looked very unnatural and abnormal. So when we trekked up close, and all of a sudden we were enveloped by this military force of, I still to this day don't know who they are.
So you saw the top of it, and then you could see underneath of it.
And underneath of it had this platform that was on the ground that was separate from this craft hovering. So you have something that's on the ground, stationary, and then you have something that's up top and it's just rotating in a clockwise position. So right when we got close to it, at least, 150, 200 meters out, then all of a sudden we were engaged, at least not in a hostile manner, at least, not gunfire or firefight or anything like that. But the way that these guys moved was so fluid, it was so still, it was very, very, very smooth. And the gear that they had was black OTV vests, they had black camouflage utilities.
So what you're saying is there would have been no they were professionals.
Yes,
there would have been
yes.
no Mexican standoff where
No.
if they fired,
They
they had perfect angles.
Yes, they did. Now, your attention to detail, when you're seeing this kind of stuff, your senses are very heightened, so you can pick up. I know you being a combat veteran, you know all about that. Your heightened sense of awareness is going through astronomical changes to it.
Hypervigilant.
Yes, and that's where you kind of picked up the hum that this object was doing along with these guys flipping their safeties off. We kind of knew, and they started yelling at us. They were like, you're not supposed to fucking be here. What the fuck are you guys doing here? Who the fuck are you with? So they knew they were using the kind of lingo that we were using too, especially in the military. So it made me think that at some point these guys actually were uniformed military at one point.
Any accents?
Not accents. It's just like American dialects, how you and I were talking. At one point, they said they were going to smoke us. They could throw us out of a helicopter. It's very easy to get lost in the jungle out here. They kept saying stuff like that. The first thing they did was obviously take our weapon and clear it. So they had like these devices that kind of looked like a very thin, it looked like a smartphone modern day right now, because in 2009, it wasn't the case. I think the most high-tech thing they had at that time were maybe Blackberries, but they're bulky at that point. But these look like something you'd see today. So as they're searching us, we're watching this thing happen. And that's when we started seeing trucks come from our left and go onto this platform. And I was glancing between what was going on in front of us with these guys, and then all of a sudden glancing over to what was going on behind them. And that's when I started seeing the key details of this thing. Like it had like a scale pattern on it, kind of like an octagonal, because the craft itself was like an octagonal shape where you could see points. Had a pyramid structure on top that was black, and you can see the shadowing of it as it rotated. But it was rotating very slow. And then it had like these vents on every single corner on the middle part of these the panels anyway. There was like a Vanta black. It was like a dark black that would like absorb light. So we're watching these vehicles, right? These trucks. They had weapon cases in the back of each truck bed. And then they had a shipping container thing. I mean, it looked like a shipping container, but smaller and half the size. And the thing that was different about this is it had a cylinder on the front of it that was towards the truck. And for years I thought, okay, there's got to be oxygen supply or like a vacuum sealing thing that you would, because obviously I'm thinking it's drugs. Come to find out, when I gave my speech in DC on that Saturday for the Disclosure Project with Dr. Greer, he's got a lot of people coming out of the woodwork, by the way. And this gentleman, I'm not going to give any detail. I know a little bit about him, but he works in some of these projects at some very controversial facilities. He's aware of what was going on. After I gave my presentation of this, he confirmed, he says, no, he's like, I don't want to leave Michael hanging out there, but I was not expecting to come and talk to you about this. And he went explaining what the operations do, why they do it, and what they were using them for. And he says, there's not drugs that they're putting in these shipping containers. He says it's humans.
Human trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah, so however true it is a scary thought, because you said, yeah, they stop with abducting people. Whoever doing it. Is it aliens? Is it like...
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they stopped doing it.
Yes.
At some point.
They seem to have done. But I haven't heard an abduction story like that before, Marnie. But who knows? There's probably all different ones.
Well, I don't call this abduction anymore.
Oh, okay. Deliverance.
Or I don't call it UFO abduction anymore.
No. Okay.
It is abduction, but it's been done by our officials.
Yeah. Okay.
Selected officials and governments, apparently. Yeah, I don't know how much of it is true, or if the guy is full of, full of what, but
stuff,
stuff, full of S. But that's a scary thought to have.
Yes, it is.
And you see so many missing people. You see, there are missing people all over the place.
That's true.
And Either they got better at abducting people that they don't leave evidence
Yeah.
for people to have to report that and like say. But there are cases that, especially like a little before, like in 70s, 80s, there are cases that it has like, I don't know, 200 witnesses that the flying saucer, especially I think it was in Manhattan.
Okay.
The flying saucer came down to the building, levitate the person up from the building and
Oh man.
take it to
Yeah.
the ship and disappear.
That seems to be more or less the classic idea of abduction, isn't it? That either the person knows or doesn't know that, boom, they're in the ship, stuff happens to them, and then boom, they're back on the ground again, and some time is missing.
Yeah.
That seems to be kind of the stereotypical abduction story. The details, I don't know, but yeah. I feel this abduction business is or was some race or some beings collecting DNA or collecting some type of body parts for what? I have no idea, because I know that there are signs that material has been taken from animals as much as humans too. And I don't know if you remember, but a while back there was a big fuss about cows being found with body parts removed, dead cows, and obviously done by some very clinical machine, not like an animal had bitten bits out of them or anything. But I know one was like the jaw, around the teeth and all this part. Sexual organs were gone in others. I don't remember more details, but it was very odd stuff that was taken. But it would make me think that, it's something mechanical that is doing it. It's not wild animals just chewing on cows.
You talk about a Skinwalker Ranch.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
But
Skinwalker
I've read a lot of cases, similar cases of animal, whatever you would call them, mutilations. That's the word, mutilation.
yeah.
To my knowledge, humans didn't get mutilated. They just got checked, and maybe bits added or subtracted. I don't know, but I don't know of anyone finding any humans with body parts missing.
No. But they take the DNA and sometimes they leave some type of
Like a chip.
like a chip, but
Yeah.
it's a high tech, so you
Yeah.
cannot call it chip, but yeah.
High-tech chip might do for now.
Yeah. That's the thing about it. I trust normal people a lot more after being through the rabbit hole of UFOs. I trust normal people more than officials or like these ex-navies or ex-CIA guys like David Grush. I'm not saying they're lying, and I'm not sure what they've been spoon-fed with, but I'm thinking, because they're smart, Lou Elizondo, David Grush, they're smart people. They're not stupid. They're not easily deceived.
Sure.
So either they are in it. I love to believe them. I love to believe what they're saying. And at the same time, I don't see any reason that they wouldn't say the truth. But when it has this attachment to the CIA and government, and they get the permission to talk about this stuff, and they cannot say anything outside of what they got permission for.
Yeah, sure.
Then it makes it like, So it's okay that you talk about all this stuff that was out of line and considered pseudoscience or just pure fiction before 2017 when the article came out in New York Times. And now you just talk about it. Yeah, I got the permission to talk about this stuff, and it's okay, but I cannot say anything more than that because I'm not,
Sure. Well, you know, in general, Marty, when we think, while we're on the subject, in my opinion, it's very easy that there is a lot of misinformation around UFOs, alien beings, abductions, the whole lot. And partly maybe due to what you're talking about, that maybe we have whistleblowers who just really aren't blowing the whole whistle. Are they?
Their whistle is broken.
They might blow 3 notes and the rest get censored. So that's one way. But I also think that this whole area is so easy for conspiracy theorists to jump on and create fear, and not just them. I mean, all sorts of people might, but the fear aspect of this whole subject, to me, makes a really not good colour to the whole subject, and gives me very mixed feelings even talking about it to you and to our followers, because I think it's utterly wonderful, fascinating to think of there are so many other life forms than we are, but then, you know, there's, as I said, so much fear has been fed to us and misinformation. It's easy to get caught in sensationalism, and I think then we kind of lose our way a bit. But the way I look at it with this whole subject is, and this came up in our last pod too, when we're talking about Anunnaki, that, well, it wasn't from me, it was from our dear friend Petrus, that we humans tend to think that we are the center of the entire cosmos, and that, okay, if there are other life forms, that they're coming here for us, either to kill us, eat us, educate us, breed with us, whatever with us, whereas in actual fact, they probably don't give a damn about humans. We're probably a nuisance, like this little fly buzzing around us here now. You know, we wish it wasn't there, and they probably wish we hadn't come to this planet and messed it up as we had, you know. So why would they want to communicate with us?
Because we have nuclear weapons.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
I think they actually it was like that. Their perception on humans. It's like, yeah, let them do whatever they do.
Yes.
Who cares? But then we, like, with the first nuclear bomb, they were like, oh no, maybe we should check on them.
Yes.
maybe I should go see what the sounds come from.
Well, actually, you're right, Marnie. I'm sure. I mean, to me, there are so many endless groups of life forms and beings out there, with or without spaceships. And I am totally sure that what you're saying, that there is one group that are there as our watchdogs, if you want, that we don't mess up big time. And that's because very often there are sightings of UFOs around nuclear facilities to this day. That's really common. And even under wartime, like what's happening in Ukraine, there are a lot of UFO sightings there too, you know. So I agree with you. I think they're there to make sure that we don't really mess up big time, because it's their home too, you know. Why should us horrible little flies have the right to ruin their planet?
Both the planet, and because we're trying to get out as well. We're trying to get off this planet and go to Mars, go to space, like deep space missions and stuff like that. So they think like, oh, they send all these vehicles out there. They can easily just load a nuclear weapon on it and set it up to explode. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Depends on how long it takes for it to get somewhere outside of our solar system, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Of course, they can dismantle it or stop it from exploding or whatever. But it's still the threat of this happening, and us developing like more efficient spacecrafts that can actually travel fast and
Sure.
be compatible with what they have,
Yeah.
the technology they have.
Then we're definitely going to be of more interest to them if we can have those abilities.
I think
yeah.
we already are.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
would
trying to
agree with
say.
that. Yeah.
Because the technology we have and the technology that they already developed is like, they don't show it to us, they don't show it to anyone.
For sure.
And they have it like classified and everything. And they can classify it from human, but I don't think they can classify it from these
No.
higher, these
No.
other race of intelligences
I'm sure you're right there.
that live around.
And maybe something we need to look at too, Marnie, is, okay, we take it for granted now. There are other life forms. We call them aliens. We call them UFO people, whatever. What does that mean for us here on Earth? What does that mean for our lifestyle? What does it mean for how we see life? You know, I think these are really some really good questions that maybe we need to look at and see, you know, how is this going to make our lives better, to understand that. That's not a loaded question. I'm just thinking what this can lead us to.
I think let's just have an imaginary situation. I think by the time that it comes out, like, no, there are plenty races of intelligence beings here and out there. The governments and the authorities will lose power right away.
Yes.
Because they're not the one that protecting. They're not the one that providing. It's like, no. I thought you had the power. You don't have the power.
They're not Big Mama anymore.
No, they're not the exactly big brother in the block anymore. And they know it. It's obvious. And they just try to be the middleman as long as they can.
Yes.
And I think my personal opinion is that they are the middleman.
Yes. Yes. Me too.
And that's why I said,
No
like, with
question.
the abduction, they stop because they deliver it to them. It's like, no. Don't get crazy. You don't have to go to different places with witnesses and shit like that. We're going to make it easier for you. We're going to give you pickups. You just come down in a location that is very remote and no witnesses, and you just pick the load and everything. And I'm not sure what are they doing with it, what are they doing with the bodies, or they pick, like, I don't know, people who are more intelligent and a little more evolved. And they're like, okay, yeah, maybe you should get off this planet and come with us somewhere else.
Yes.
Which is the most optimistic way to look at it. And I'm a hopeless optimistic. Hopeless romantic. So, but I like to think like that, because this is either is very dark, what's behind it, or is something more, I cannot say positive, but there is something more to it. It's not just they take the body and do whatever the hell they want to do to it. Because they don't come back, apparently. Those that's why we don't have any reports. That's why we don't have any new, as you said. I'm not sure if we don't have. Maybe we have. I haven't checked.
No.
I think there is a website that documented all the UFO abduction and UFO sightings, and very, 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 very accessible and nice. That you don't get confused. Because I found something on Wikipedia and it was similar, but it was like just writings. But this guy has it in like a really nice website. I'm gonna put it up for you guys to see it. And that was better too, because it has different sections, and then you can probably see the pictures and whatever documents they have from that event, whatever it is. I don't think, as far as reported UFO abduction, I don't think it has been reported.
No.
then go figure if it happened or not. If like it happened to someone that didn't report it or didn't want to get ridiculed
Sure.
or
Yeah.
didn't want to get mixed up in this whole
Yeah.
madness.
By the way, have you been abducted?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. No.
just sort of bring it back to the here and now.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. But you have been.
Oh, yeah, there was that.
Yes, that thing.
Yes, I am an abductee. So my memory of it is through hypnotism. Memory of most of it is through hypnotism. I was living in Canada. This was in 1981. And I was outside around midnight with another guy. And I think we're taking some trash out or something. It was midwinter. And we looked up above us and there was a line of lights, which was not uncommon because there was a military base really nearby. And we
What was
thought,
the place?
it's in Nova Scotia in Canada. And so we were watching and going, oh, wow, that's cool. Wow. Then one of them was suddenly really close to us. You know, I suppose some hundreds of meters up, but we go, oh my God, what's that? And then the next thing that we both remembered, that we woke up lying on our backs in the snow and the thing was still there and was there for some seconds or a little while and then vanished straight up. It's gone. Choom. So we kind of freaked out a bit at that moment and ran inside and going, oh God, don't tell anyone, you know, this is too weird. It was a pretty redneck place where we lived then.
Oh,
And then the next morning when I was showering, I noticed that I had a burn mark down on my shoulder, on the left shoulder, and right down my arm to the elbow.
Oh.
It was like a line. There was still skin on it, but it was like severe sunburn. That's what it looked like. And the guy I was with the night before, when he came into work the next day, he had the same thing, but his burn mark went right up over his ear too. And I actually left that place because of this occurrence. I didn't want to stick around. You know, we started reporting aliens and that to locals, you know, of UFOs. I didn't see any aliens. You know, it's kind of gets tricky. So I got the hell out of it. I moved to the other side of Canada. And that was that. So I thought. But then I returned to New Zealand after some time and I couldn't get that experience out of my head. You know, I forgot to mention, we lost half an hour time lying on our backs, which we did not experience at all. It was like looking at the thing, then bang, we're like asleep woke up in the snow. Anyway, so back in New Zealand and life went on as usual, but there was always a niggling feeling about that experience.
One side question.
Yep.
Did you talk to the guy about it? The guy that you experienced
Yes,
it
we
with?
did. Yeah.
Did he had any recollection?
No, I didn't know there was anything to recollect then.
No. He didn't have any.
No, he didn't
memories
know
or-
more than what we experienced. Yeah. Yeah. So
So there was nothing to talk about actually.
no,
Yeah.
no, we just, you know, figured out, no, that wasn't a helicopter we were watching, was it? Oh God, what was it? This sort of stuff. But that was about it. So anyway, I discovered one of my friends had become a hypnotherapist. So I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll test him and see if he can throw some light on why I am constantly disturbed about this event. And so I went under
Hypnotherapist.
Thank you. I went under hypnotism. Under hypnotism. Yeah, that's how you say it. And apparently described a very classic abduction story where I was on a sort of slab type bench and in this dully lit room, and there were these things with big eyes prodding me and things, and apparently put a yellow tube down from the neck down inside the spine, and then drew it out again. And that there were other beings on benches nearby and animals. And I described the smell of mushrooms, and it was very hot and humid in the room. And I still have no conscious memory of this. I'm describing you what the hypnotist told me. I said, but after that experience, the niggling feelings went away. I could forget it. Yeah. So that was it. There was nothing new or amazing about that story. There are thousands of similar ones. One thing I am sure of, from what the feeling I have of the situation, is that those beings that were not a life form; they were mechanical.
Those that you were interacting with you.
Yes, the things that stuck the yellow pipe down in the spine.
How would you describe them, their appearance?
I can only describe the feeling, because that I can remember. I can't describe the look, but I did describe them under hypnotism as greyish beings with big eyes, and not much else with feet. Not many other features on the face. Big heads. But the feeling I can remember, and there was no feeling. It was like mechanical. There was no feeling of interaction with another living being. That's about the end of the story, Marnie.
Yeah.
It's not that exciting, but
I think it's life-altering experience, but okay. I would say.
I feel honoured to have had it. I don't feel like a victim or anything. And I think they were just doing their job, taking some samples, tissue samples for some reason. I hope it helps them in their work. I have no idea what they're doing. Maybe they're creating another race of beings on another planet or something. So there might be a mini Lyell running around on planet XY23 or something.
Yeah.
Poor things.
Yeah, but that's fascinating to know they collect DNA or whatever spine fluid, which contain DNA as well.
Yeah.
And what are they doing with it?
Yeah, well, we'll probably never know that.
Are they trying to take a stem cells from humans' bodies
Maybe.
to like
Yeah.
cure themselves or create some type of medicine? Or because I don't understand, are they like create these clone bodies that they can transfer their consciousness in them?
I had the impression that they were just machines for somebody. I don't think that they...
No. I understand they weren't like conscious in that sense.
Yeah.
Sentient beings. But they've been sent to this mission by sentient beings.
Yes, that's right.
I'm talking about their purpose of collecting this. What can it be?
This is just me.
If you want to guess.
Yeah, this is me guessing. I don't have any inside information. But I would say they're either wanting to improve some other species on some other planet, or create a new one.
Start from scratch.
Yes. And one thing that puzzles me a little is, or maybe several species, because I know there were other animals on the other benches, not just humans. So maybe they're improving several different species at the same time, or crossing them, who knows? Yeah. I think we have to leave that up to our fantasy, because I don't know how we're ever going to know the answer to that, Money. And I think some of us have got good fantasies. So.
I think we have the answers, like some of us have the answers to that. They exactly know why they collected, they have the contract with them, and they... I don't think it's all just happening without anyone's knowledge.
Okay, but then
I
those
would think that.
well then those anyones must know what they're up to. But
Yeah, but people who get abducted and have these experiences, not all of them take it as well as you took it.
no, but
Yeah.
that's a personal thing. I don't want to make myself into a victim.
Yeah.
I think it was really cool, you know. I wish they'd done what told me. I would have gone willingly.
yeah. It's just like, you don't have to knock me out.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Just
But you know, when you think about it, it is very likely this is what the Anunnaki did to us in some manner or form, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of years ago, whatever it was, that they might have done the same, crossbred the then Homo blah blah before sapiens, whatever it was, Homo erectus, made with who knows what, you know, maybe some of their own genetic material or some species from another galaxy. So it's probably not the first time it's happened, and it's probably going to keep happening in different ways.
yeah, but now they take the human DNA or human spine fluid or I don't know,
Whichever.
some they say they get like, you know, somehow something in their genitals and things that like that. They get, I don't know what exactly what they do with genitals and like,
Yeah. who
yeah,
knows?
that's weird stuff, but it's been reported, so it probably happened. So
Yes.
but at the same time, I'm just thinking like, what is happening behind the scene? Because we know about the abductions and whatever happened in those sessions, whatever.
Yes.
That's secondary to the point of it. Like, what is the point of it? What are they doing? What are we? Because that matters to me more than anything else. What are we? What is going on here now in this planet? We have this topic of aliens, Anunnakis. Yeah, you've been modified. No, it's just evolution. And it's confusing, but if it wasn't any evidence for any of those crazy topics, then I would be like, yeah, okay, it's fun to just think about them
Yes,
or
I understand.
read or write about them.
Yeah.
But there are evidence, there are people, there are sightings, there are weird stuff going on. Like, our science cannot explain more than 5% when it comes to explaining reality.
Yes.
Whatever it is that we call reality. Space, earth, sun, whatever. And we are so, especially some scientists are exactly like, you know, popes back then. They're like, oh no, Fermi paradox, if they are there, why they're so settled? If there are races of aliens, why haven't they visited us yet? It's like, how do you want them to visit? Like, knock on your door, send you invitations, or
Yes. Hello, I'm
like
from
show
Mars.
off, FaceTime you? It's like, hey, hello. It's like, what's the point of all this nonsense that you're supposed to be front runner in, like, you know, thinking like breaking boundaries, breaking, and they just say like, I love the guy, Brian Cox. He's a very
I know.
cute scientist,
Yes.
and it's like, I love listening to him. But when he comes to like just like hypothesize about the idea, I say, maybe we are the only
Yeah.
intelligence species in the vast universe. And I'm like,
Gee, wow.
you sound full of, you know,
Yeah.
what? Because why would I how do you say, why would I put my conclusion on that something that is like, it doesn't even sound right to say it?
No.
Just because I don't see, or I don't have anyone sitting beside me that is another race of beings from another planet, or maybe same planet. That doesn't mean like I can say like, no, we should start. The starting point should be like, no, they don't exist.
Yeah, well, he's just saying it from a scientist point of view, where they just, you know, all in here thinking, not using their heart, not using their feeling aspect at all to, see life. You And so he probably wants an alien in a test tube before, or on a dissection bench before he's going to believe anything.
I think it's egoistic and rude.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
It's a little rude
Yeah.
with all the evidence, all the sightings, all the data that they collected
Yes.
on UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it, on these abductees, these whistleblowers, however likely they tell the truth or whatever. And when it comes down to it, it's like, no, I haven't seen any like a biological evidence that shows. It's like, okay, I'm sure if you see biological evidence, then you're gonna say like, but we cannot prove that they've been developed
Sure.
anywhere else by Earth, beside Earth. So
Yes.
it's still, you cannot call them, technically you cannot call them aliens.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off. It's like, okay, you are the mind that's supposed to like guide, elevate humanity's consciousness, and you are so narrow-minded about this
Yes.
specific topic.
I know. Yeah. Probably a little the other side of that. I'm not supporting that view at all, Marnie, but like as we said at the beginning of this podcast, in my opinion, probably the vast majority of UFO sightings are all from groups that don't care about us at all, won't ever contact us. Why should they? We're not even on radar for them, So in a way, we probably have to dismiss all those as potential evidence, as it were, because I don't think it's ever likely they're going to come along and say, "Oh, hi guys, I'm from blah 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 blah, and we're here to say how do you do." That's woo-woo stuff, in my opinion. That's not going to happen, eh? But hopefully there will be some more Anunnaki type beings that might come back and interact with us consciously, openly. That would be lovely.
Well, there is actually conspiracy that goes around now that says that the Sumerian gods are going to come back.
Okay,
And
good.
apparently came out from Pentagon.
I see. Why is it a conspiracy?
Because we don't have a legit source of...
Oh, okay. You mean it's a rumor?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, at least I don't have, but I heard it.
Yeah.
So
Well, good. Would be nice.
that would be such a evidence, huh?
Yeah. Well, it'd be
Lots of
lovely.
evidence.
Yeah.
Because there is this Project Blue Beam. They talk about it. That's another conspiracy. That they try to deceive the the public's mind by faking an alien invasion,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
using all the technologies
Yeah.
that they developed.
You mean humans did? Or are we talking about Anunnakis?
No, we talk about governments and
Yes, okay.
elites.
Yeah.
Let's just say elites. Who knows who they are?
Human beings, anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or like just terminology, they're human.
Relatively human beings.
Relatively humanoid.
We might get in trouble over that, money.
No, they're elites. They control the world and they want to control the public mind, and like they want anyone to submit the rights to them. They want one world government. They want everything controlled,
Right.
and they want to have camera everywhere. They want to see. They want to record every move you make.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
for whatever reason, whatever agenda they have. But that's the project that they're talking about it. Project Blue Beam.
Okay.
So they want to deceive the minds of public, anyone, and fake alien invasion, and with the holographic technology, create peoples from the variety of religions, create their own god
Oh.
in the sky, or in a very believable image in front of them.
Okay.
I just block my camera. I was like, watch my hand. So they try to with all the technology, all the advanced technology they have, they try to create this kind of fake alien invasion.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's been going around.
I see. Oh, well.
So, and it's not unlikely they do it because they've done crazy stuff before.
Yeah.
That
I'm sure.
it was like this. It was like a conspiracy before it was like factual.
Oh, okay.
Because then we have the released declassified documents that was like, yeah, they did it. Oh, they did that? Oh, I thought like it's like just fun to talk about. So who knows what they're up to?
Yes, who knows
And
indeed.
who knows what they are?
Yes, yeah. What do you think this means to our followers?
I think we should be more. As I said, I love to believe everything that I hear about. I love to believe. I'm a
Yes.
believer. I believe in, not like I believe it when I hear it, but I have the, how do you say, the pre-consumption of like, yeah, it might be true when I
Okay.
hear it.
Yes,
But we have to be more cautious about what we hear, where we hear it from.
yes. Okay,
However likely it is that it's true or not.
yes.
We should be very careful. And if there is this evil force that wants to destroy our planet or like invade or whatever, why they have done it? Why haven't they done it yet?
Exactly, yeah.
So they waited for us to get advanced enough to we can defend ourselves. So then they're not intelligence. Then you're right. There is no intelligence out there. So
Oh, wow.
I just see what we have as evidence or reality. Or the reality of it is that they haven't invaded and destroyed erased the human race from this planet, which is it's like a cancer over this planet. It try to destroy, try to disturb, very destructive behavior everywhere. So they haven't done that. So I don't think they need to invade
No.
planet
course not.
Earth to be able to take over or whatever. They can just calm down with the most advanced technology that they have, and we're gonna just give it to them whatever they ask. So there is that they don't have that need. At least I hope so.
Okay.
So
yeah.
whatever is left is just to help us somehow without directly intervening with the situation, to evolve, to get out of this
Yes. yeah.
wars and these
Yeah.
miseries and hunger spread around the world. They try to like somehow,
Yes.
how do you say, raise our consciousness to the level that we
Yes.
figure out, oh, we shouldn't do that.
Uplift humanity.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, a lot of the beings doing that don't have spaceships. They don't need them. They're there anyway. Just to ruin our little story, Marnie, sorry.
No. I think it's just another angle to
Hey,
it.
that's what I mean,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
This is another angle. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, not all of it happening in a physical world.
No, not most of it, not. But if we look back on past history, at the time of the Anunnaki and even before them, they came here and did a lot physically. And as we know, I mean, look what they've left behind with pyramids and Pumapunku, and on it goes. Yeah. So many mysterious structures on this planet that we humans are not able to build. So, I mean, they have been here physically in the past, as we know, as Anunnaki, as other sources of enlightenment. But it can still be happening behind the scenes. That was my point. At the same time, with other beings that maybe enlighten us with ideas or thoughts or the way that what we call a genius works, where they can travel out, we talked about the Akashic records before, get information from that, bring it back.
Akashic record, right?
Yes. So I think there are all sorts of things going on in this world of advancement, of evolvement, and I'm sure that some of these UFO sightings, some of these supposed aliens are there doing just that for us. But in my opinion, most of them don't care about us one bit. They've got their own agenda, and they're getting on with their own lives and living here beside us, maybe without us even knowing that they exist. Like, just going back to some specific sightings, we were talking about it before we came on here. In 1946, there was a whole series of reports here in Sweden about what they call ghost rockets. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of reports of these rockets landing or crashing into lakes, nearly always into lakes, and disappearing. And I don't know if that was another civilization or what, but it doesn't seem to be anything to do with humans. And yet there they are, right alongside us. It hasn't affected us in any way that we know of. And I have no idea what they're up to, but they're there. There you go, I named this just as one close example, to us. And of course, all the lights that we see in the skies, maybe they're interested in us, maybe not, I think it's fabulous that they're there. It gives us something to wonder about and mysteries and, a little sign that there is more than just us in this cosmos.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my opinion about if they have any interest in us. I think that's I don't believe that they don't have any interest in us. As much as I believe there are plenty of races out there of intelligence beings, I believe all of them have some interest. They're curious about us.
Okay.
We are as much as we are destructive and do stupid things and don't learn from them and repeat it as history repeats itself, we are very interesting to watch, very interesting to interact with, very interesting to... As the story of Anunnaki goes, they find they got, how do you say, they've been attracted to human female. And that comes from you have to be special. You have to be attractive. You have to be interesting.
Yes.
And we are. Like when someone says, I mean, I don't want to just say like you were wrong, but...
No. It's good to have some different views on this, because we don't know, do we?
Because we are more than just this, because they like to, especially scientists, like when they talk about it, it's like, would you care about the colony of ants? It's like, yeah, I do. When I see it, I get fascinated by how do they follow the orders and they do everything and they build this fucking nest. Yeah. It's very interesting to look at. And it's not compatible to human beings. We built this however functional, however good of society, modern society. I know we have a long way to go to make it function 100% functional and working for everybody, not only 1%. But still, we built this.
Yes.
Maybe we got help. Maybe we got influenced by other intelligent races or whatever. However they did it, and whenever long ago they did it, it doesn't matter. But we are fascinating. Why do you say we don't matter? Or why do you say like, no, they don't find it? Really? If you were an intelligence being from another planet and see humans are existing on this planet, wouldn't you like take a second look?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind going to other planets and seeing other similar civilizations. It'd be wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're assuming that the other so-called aliens are similar to us, and some of them certainly will be, but maybe not all of them. Maybe they're silicon life-based, and we are carbon life-based. And I don't know what that would mean, but I'm open to the possibility that they're so far removed from us that we're not interesting to them.
You think they're not into drama?
Oh, God, I hope not. Enough of that here, mister.
I think they if I want to like have like my robotic part of brain, it's like, yeah, I don't like drama. I don't subscribe to drama. I'm trying to avoid drama. But at the same time, sometimes I watch reality shows. Sometimes I'm like, pick a glance of like, what are they doing? It's like, this is stupid. But at the same time, it's like, because I cannot relate to it, but I can still understand it. That, like, yeah, something's happening there. And for me, I think we are, as a species, we are interesting enough for any race of intelligence being to come down and try to contact, try to reach out, try to, I don't know, do something.
Yeah. I would like to believe your story more than my own. I do. I like that. Well, I just got a feeling that there's so many possibilities out there that might not necessarily be so. Either way, who cares? But it's interesting. I would like to think that, the cosmos thinks we're great beings and have potential, and I wish some of them would come and interact with us. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
I mean,
consciously.
It's just a personal perspective. It makes me feel better about myself.
Ah, okay.
So, because at the end of the day, if there is interest, or if they are interested in humans or not, it's up to them. It's their business.
Yeah.
But my business should be like, it gives me a kind of, I don't know, it gives me some type of approval that, no, I'm good enough for, I'm not talking about me personally, but like we are good enough for like whatever race of intelligence that come down and check on us.
Well, to back up your belief, that, and I want to believe that, but is one thing I do know is that we are actually all one, including my silicon-based beings, or whatever they are. So, I mean, we all do influence each other because we are all part of each other, regardless of how far apart we are from us in our physical or spiritual makeup. We're still all one. And if we want some proof stuff on that, we can always go back to quantum physics, which will take us down to all there is energy and frequencies.
So there you have it.
There you have it.
It's just we just different.
I think I just killed my own theory, didn't I?
I know.
So damn,
I just let you debunk yourself.
I'm fine.
Just like
I'm happy with that.
Throw like a stuff in your basket. It's like, what about?
Gee, you're good, Marnie.
No, I didn't. I was just babbling in my mind. But the truth being told, how I feel about it is that we are interesting creatures, and we've been created by some type of it was an intelligence involved in the process of creation.
Course. Yes. Yeah.
Whatever you want to name it. Anunnakis, gods, God, Jesus Christ, Allah, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Yeah.
If you believe that you come from some type of intelligence design, it's better to not be fanatic about it
Yes.
and go like be radical anything, but to have the belief that, oh no, I'm a special being,
Yeah. Well, we are. I do.
as you
I
agree with.
agree. Absolutely.
So that makes you to have a different perception on who you are and what you're capable of, and it gives you more room to be creative because you believe
Yes.
in yourself in a different level.
Yes.
You understand yourself,
Yes. Yeah.
who you are and what you are, regardless of all the labels and positions that material life can offer.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Wow.
you're going to be able to create more. If you want to get it back to the day-to-day life, you're
Yes.
special
Yes.
and you're interesting. Yeah.
Bravo.
They come and visit you at some point. They have interest in humans. So
Yes. Yeah.
apparently if you're a good human, they're gonna pick you up and put you in another planet, another simulation maybe, with a better condition.
Yes.
I think we got it.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marnie.
Thank you.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.